What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail. So, the thumbnail is from a family that prays. Sanaa Lathan was a disrespectful wife who was cheating on her husband and who had a baby with her boss and her husband's boss and had her husband taking care of the baby, unknowingly, right? And she was really a mean-spirited woman. So, this video is about this abusive woman that we don't talk about. See, a lot of y'all like talking about men and y'all like throwing abuse out there and throwing toxic out there. But when it comes to women, y'all just can't stick to the subject. So let's do this so you can understand it. So you women out here who lie and manipulate your way in and out of situations and have somebody else footing the bill for it, that's financial abuse. You're abusive. Okay? See, we don't talk about that. You ladies who the guy, he's going to work all day long and you're in the house and you're just shopping on Amazon or shopping at the mall, and now he got to work overtime every day, every week because you can't sit your little greeter behind down. Yeah, that's abusive. What about you ladies who belittle men? All the time, y'all want to be in y'all masculine, so you say, or you have to have a backbone, a spine. But what you're really doing is finding a way to just belittle men. You want to talk to guys very slick and sideways, you're beneath me type of tone and vibe, or you're dumb or this, that, and the third. That's verbal abuse. That's verbal abuse. And y'all don't mind doing it, right? What about you ladies who out here, everything you got anger issues? So because a man can't hit you, or it's not socially appropriate for a man to hit a woman, you just out here getting angry, talking crazy to men and hitting men, throwing things at men, destroying men's property. That's physical abuse. But, all of these things are separate, isolated incidents for y'all. No, let's just point it out. Look at paternity court. All you ladies who basically don't know who your child's father is, and you play this game where you want one guy to be the father and you want another guy to take care of the kid. And then it comes that, it works out the way that you said, but the guy who thinks he's the father isn't the father, but you still want him to be the dad. That's abuse. That's very abusive. And you still want the courts to look out for you, that's abusive. For those fathers, parental alienation. When you made a decision that you don't want this child's father to be in this child's life, so you move cities, move states, change your number, change your address. It would tell a kid one narrative that, the dad's a deadbeat, the dad don't love you, the dad don't like you. And instead of telling the kid the truth, now you got a child grows up to be an adult hating a man that he doesn't even know. And then having to have an adult conversation, if you can ever have that conversation, finding out you've been lied to your whole life. And that man has been lied on his whole life. That's abusive. Since we're going to talk about abuse, for you ladies who you want to get your way and you're mad, so you wind up telling somebody in your family, one of your friends, a story or a lie on another man, and then these two men get into an altercation where somebody gets beat up or somebody gets loses their job or somebody gets killed, and everybody else deals with the consequences and you walk away scot-free. That's abusive. People are in jail behind that. People are dead behind that. People are unemployed behind that. People have got felonies and unemployable behind that. While you still can, I went to school, I got a job, I got my education, I got a job. But you ruin these other people's lives. That's abusive. Let's talk about that narrative. You know, for the people who decided to, sleep their way to the top. And now you're thinking you're better than your male counterparts because you're in a position that they're not in because you slept your way there. Whether it be in upper management, or just a promotion, or just even quote unquote mentorship to get invested in. And now you're running around here trying to belittle men, using feminism, and on the back end using Me Too to act like this is not what you did. That's abusive. You were predatory in the way that you got in your position. You use sex as a weapon. And you're trying to abuse the situation if you're not skillful enough to maintain that position. That's abusive. Oh, since we're gonna do this, let's go here. Let's talk about all the women who make up these narratives on men, and the men aren't there to defend themselves, but we're just supposed to believe you. Believe all women. But there's holes in the story when you're telling it. So now you've got this whole sympathetic ear and sympathetic and empathetic society to your plight and your struggle when something smells fishy about your plight and your struggle. But there's no man to defend themselves because they would say, there are two sides to every story, or three sides, your side, their side, and the truth. But to always go around telling stories on people, and then when they come if they come into the room, now all of a sudden you told a story just you and another person, but they come into the room and they tell their story. Now you need to bring a whole jury and interrupt these people. You're abusing the narratives, which is abusing them because they're the only ones who got to deal with the abuse. You're putting people on the defensive when they walk into the room, and they had before they even knew what was going on. You played this situation. That's abusive. That's social abuse. How about that? You socially abuse these men. So, since we're going to talk about all these other things, why don't we talk about that? When you use the police as your guard dog, that's abusive. That's very abusive. When you use cheating as a reference to be completely out of pocket, even though you might be cheating and nobody can be out of pocket with you, that's hypocritical, but it's also very abusive. I get a chance to take everything this man's ever worked for because he cheated on me. But if I cheat on him, I get to take everything this man has worked for also. Interesting. Because I just want to be happy. The I just want to be happy abuse is abuse. I get to run away from my responsibilities because I just want to be happy. It's abusive when you say these men are this, that, and the third, but they going to work and doing their job, and you're in the house and you're not doing your gender role. That's abusive. But like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.